Wow, that is oddly appropriate. Hello and welcome everyone, it is I, Sir of the Sick Variety, and this week I have a tale of a different kind of stupid than I would usually present. It's more of a stupid life thing rather than any particular individual. It began Monday, waking up as I would any normal weekday. That is to say terribly, Sick is not a morning person. I get the sicklings ready to go to school when I notice that we have no power. I poke my nose outside to see if it's street-wide, and apparently it is not. I tried the fuses a few times to no avail, so I contact the local electrical authority to have them come out and take a look. They arrived promptly, I took the kids to school, and while I was gone, Mrs. Sick told me that the fella had left to get a colleague, something about a mains fuse popping and needing help. Shortly after my return from the land of noisy tiny humans, he came back with not one, not two, but 3 other dudes and a digger. I should have figured something was up at this point, but I didn't realise the digger was for us. While I wait for them to sort this out, I check out YouTube on my phone. Oh great, this week's video has been randomly demonetised. Yay! Have to go and get that manually reviewed, but at least that vid is pretty inoffensive compared to a lot of what I normally do. A few more minutes pass and suddenly power is restored. Hooray! I can get back to bumming around Steam looking for new VR games. Stick my head around the corner to see the engineers and give them a thank you. When the newly installed Big Buggering Fuse.tm exploded right next to one of the dude's faces. It was a hell of a bang and quite a flash, and I definitely didn't jump out of my skin, making a noise like a goat being punted out of an aeroplane. Thankfully, nobody was hurt, and the guys got back to work. Shit happens, thinks me, probably just one of those things, and these guys are pros. I'm sure they will figure this out. Some more time passes, and the power again returns. I stick my nose around the corner, a little more cautiously this time, and the 4 blokes are stood there giving the newly installed fuse the side eye. I ask if it's fixed. One says he thinks so. He gives it a little tap with his foot. Seems alright. It explodes, crapping out a constant stream of more sparks than I've seen in my life, accompanied by a grinding sound not unlike one would expect if they were being chased by a hungry deity with a rumbly stomach. It was horrifying. Smoke starts to pour out. It's official. My house has caught fire and no one can get at the fire safely. Fire services are called, power lines are shut off at the main street box, and Mrs. Sick and I are trapped in our home by fire. After some time the fire is dealt with, we can leave, the kitchen is flooded, but the main house is basically fine. Our utilities, however, are gone, completely and utterly melted, along with my poor freezer. This was day 1 in what has so far been the hashtag shittest week of my life. So while work is carried out to fix our stuff and has obviously got to be completely replaced, we're staying at a local low-rent hotel that is just a little bit too far to walk the kids to school or do anything productive really without grabbing a cab because we don't have a car, like a pair of idiots. Never spent more money on travel in my life, and of course at the very end of the day we discovered Mrs. Sick had left her phone in one of those taxis. A perfect end to a perfect day. Upon awakening in our new surroundings on the Tuesday morning, a minute or so into my morning toilet time, the goddamn fire alarm goes off. Me now convinced that fire can just follow you around. I am not a very happy boy right now. We exit the building, promptly find out that it was burnt toast. God damn it. Speaking of the hotel, It's old, it's cold, it's got cobwebs in the lights, wonky floorboards, and pubes in the bathroom. Everything you need to make you feel at home. Not my pubes, by the way, before you get clever. And yeah, it's not great. But it's a roof over our heads, and at least that was the end of our troubles.
But I'm not done yet!
Video confirmed by manual review. Are you kidding me? Wednesday. I decided I would get a work laptop so I could continue to make videos while we couldn't use anything in our home. And my setup is just not practical to move anywhere, especially not to a hotel. I go to a local computer store and I spend way more than I would have liked to get something powerful enough for my needs. Get it home, and the damn thing won't stop blasting its fans like it's trying to leave orbit. Another job for tomorrow. Yay! Also, upon returning to our now partially charred home, as I was clearing out some crap into the bins in the back, a rep from an energy company came to see one of the other flats in our little complex and locked me out of the building because he moved the little brick that I had placed in the back door to stop it from closing. I was not amused. Pro tip for life. If you don't know why something's there, don't move it, you asshole. Thursday. I take the clearly faulty laptop back where we bought it. Each of these round trips cost me about £15 for both ways. When I bring it in, tell them what's wrong, lad behind the counter buggers off and comes back 5 minutes later. Can't replicate the fault, mate. But if I still want to return it, even though it's the next day, I have to pay £100+ restocking fee. To say I was kinda devastated would be an understatement. I wanted my money back, but I couldn't justify just throwing away such a big chunk of cash when I knew the thing was at fault. I took the laptop home. Upon inspecting it, I noticed the battery was depleted somewhat. Then I plugged it in, and the fans immediately kicked in. Those useless little bumholes hadn't bothered to plug it in. Absolutely livid. And Friday. To polish off this turd sandwich masquerading as a week, I went to the singed abode and forgot to bring my goddamn keys with me. Because of course I did. Went back to the hotel and slept for 4 hours after that because I was officially done. I wasn't going to do anything that was going to make something terrible happen yet again. So what now? Well, soon we should be in a proper temporary house, although that's at least another 3 days off while we get things fixed. Of course, that's taking forever, because health and safety mumbo jumbo, and how long it's going to take to get back into my own home is anybody's guess. But for now, I'm using the laptop that I hate to work on the videos that I love, while my home sits perfectly fine and completely unusable. Oh, and as I sit here on a Friday night writing the script, the Friday dipshits are beginning to arrive at the hotel to make the next few nights likely oh so much fun. Oh well, at least we aren't freezing to death like some of my American comrades. The weather really is out to get you guys this week, and you have my sympathy. I do not recount this story for your pity or anything like that, but that as I thought back on the happenings of this week, it sounded like a bad comedy movie, and was the only way I could think of to couch an update video, so yeah. Anyway, while I have you in this update type thing, I might as well let you know, Mrs. Sick has been working on some designs for merch, so hopefully when I get back into business as usual, you can grab some of those if you so desire. Fingers crossed that sooner rather than later. Thank you all for listening and supporting me and my stupid little videos. I hope that you all have a better week than me, or just better luck than me, and I will see you in the next proper video. Hopefully I'll find something even stupider than my life at the moment, although I wouldn't hold my breath. Oh, and just as I'm about to record the audio for this video, I spill half a glass of pop all over the desk right next to the laptop, and I seriously don't understand how. Life, we get it. Screw Sir Sick. Can you stop now? Please.